Monetary Policy, Board of Governors, and the Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC. Monetary policy consists of the actions of a central bank that determine the size and rate of growth of the money supply, which in turn affects interest rates. So we're looking at a central bank that determines the size and rate of growth of the money supply. Our central bank is called the Federal Reserve, and we have the Federal Reserve System. Congress oversees the Federal Reserve, but the Federal Reserve is a quasi-organization comprised of Federal Reserve banks, Board of Governors, and the Federal Open Market Committee. Let's start by looking at the Federal Reserve banks. There are 12 district banks in the Federal Reserve System, and they have numbers on them. In fact, you can look at a dollar bill to figure out where did that dollar bill come from. It came out of one of these 12 district banks of the Federal Reserve. Next, you have the Board of Governors. The maximum number of members of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System is 7. Currently, there are only 5 Board of Governors because there are 2 vacant seats on the board. If you look at the resumes of the 5 members of the Board of Governors as of September 1st, 2016, look at the degrees that each of them received. Do you notice how important economics is in the thinking of the board members? Dr. Yellen has a PhD in economics from Yale. Lael Brainerd has a PhD in economics from Harvard. Stanley Fischer has a PhD from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and studied economics at the London School of Economics. And then if you look at Daniel Tarullo, he has a deep interest in economics and regulatory issues. The Board of Governors looks at issues outside of the Federal Open Market Committee. The Federal Open Market Committee has a maximum number of members of 12. The Federal Open Market Committee, or the FOMC, includes all of the Board of Governors. So at this point there are 5, but the maximum could be 7. And then the FOMC includes always the New York Federal Reserve Bank president out of those 12 districts, plus 4 other bank presidents out of the 12 districts who serve on a rotating basis. If you look at the other members of the FOC besides the Board of Governors and look at what their degrees are in, you can tell economics plays an important role on both the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve and the FOMC, or the Federal Open Market Committee.